trying something a little bit different because I think we need to talk about NSMP-7 and the fact that the United States is about to be completely fine with executing people that are American citizens because they are going to be claiming that they're domestic terrorists. Or like, I've never heard of NSPM-7. What are you talking about? Because the Democrats are failing at messaging, and only really one senator, Senator Alyssa Slotkin, is talking about it. Well, Ken Klippenstein, he is an incredible independent journalist. Please go check him out. I will put his Substack down below. But he was the one that originally uncovered this insane fucking thing that the Trump regime is doing. So because the Democrats are such fucking terrible people and refuse to actually protect the American people, you probably haven't heard about this until now. But Ken has been talking about this since September 27th, when Trump did an executive order. I will be putting his Substack down below. Please go subscribe to him. He is incredible. But it's really important to know how insane this is to break down what they are about to do on American land. So on September 27th, Trump signed a specific executive order that mainstream media was not talking about. And this is what Ken reported. With the mainstream media distracted by the made-for-TV drama of James Comey's indictment, Trump has signed a little-noticed national security directive identifying anti-Christian and anti-American views as indicators of radical left violence, called National Security Presidential Memorandum 7, is being referred to as NSP-7 by administration insiders. This is the first time in American history that there is an all-of-government effort to dismantle left-wing terrorism. Trump's Homeland Security Advisor, Stephen Miller, a.k.a. Joseph Goebbels, referring to the issuance. To the extent that the major media noticed the directive at all, they even C-SPAN incorrectly labeled it an executive order, like this week's designation of Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization. So you're probably like, okay, what exactly is an NSPM-7? I'm going to mix up the letters because I keep doing that. Countering domestic terrorism and organized political violence, President Trump directs the Justice Department, the FBI, and other national security agencies and departments to fight his version of political violence in America, retooling a network of joint terrorism task force to focus on leftist political violence in America. This vast counterterrorism army, made up of federal, state, and local agents, would, as Trump's aide Stephen Miller, aka Joseph Goebbels, reincarnated, I added that part, form the central hub of that effort. NSPM-7 directs a new national strategy to disrupt any individual or groups, quote, that foment political violence, including before they result in violent political acts. Now, I want to make this very clear. This is not targeting the right, which the FBI, before we have podcaster Kash Patel, literally saying it's the right, the white supremacists, the rise of white supremacy that is the issue. No, these are targeting the left. But it's a little bit more specific than that. The Trump administration isn't only targeting organizations or groups, but even individuals or entities whom NSPM-7 says can be identified by any of the following indicators of violence: anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, anti-Christianity, support for the overthrow of the United States government, extremism on migration, extremism on race, extremism on gender, hostility towards those who hold traditional American views on family, hostility towards those who hold traditional American views on religion, and hostility towards those who hold traditional American views on morality. The man that literally was caught fucking a porn star a couple of days after his wife just gave birth to Barron Trump has the fucking audacity to say, if you're anti-Christian, if you're anti-family values, then we're going to put you on this list and we're going to investigate you. Investigate yourself, motherfucker. What are we talking about? Also, it's really funny considering Stephen Miller's wife, Katie Miller, who has a horrific podcast, Joseph Goebbels' wife, there was rumors that she was fucking Elon Musk. So I just don't understand why this is even a thing. But it is important because it affects all of us. It's really fucking ridiculous that we have to listen to the most hypocritical fucking people in the entire world. Quote, the United States requires a national strategy to investigate and disrupt networks, entities, and organizations that foment political violence so that, okay, but it's not just any type, it's left political violence, so that law enforcement can intervene in criminal conspiracies before they result in violent political acts, the directive states. It's coming from the people that did January fucking 6th. Ken reported, Attorney General Pam Bondi is ordering the FBI to compile a list of groups or entities engaging in acts that may constitute domestic terrorism, according to a Justice Department memo published here exclusively. The target is those expressing opposition to law and immigration enforcement, extreme views in favor of mass migration and open borders, adherence to radical gender ideology, as well as anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, and anti-Christianity. This is why it's a big deal. Here is a fucking general being questioned exactly about this, whether if they are ordered to assassinate or execute an American citizen, would they, based on this fucking list? And this is what this fucker had to say.
If the president declared an organization a terrorist organization or DTO, which is on a secret list, and you were ordered to attack them on U.S. soil, would you carry out that order?
Senator Reid, as with any order I would assess the order, consult the legal authorities to ensure that it was a lawful order, and I would, if I had questions, I would elevate that to the chairman and the secretary as they welcome at all times. And if I had no concerns and I was confident in the lawful order, I would definitely execute that order.
I'm sorry. Why are we pausing? And you really think the Secretary of War that is executing people on international waters, it's now up to, I believe, 96 people, is going to be like, you know what? Let's not execute American citizens. Are you fucking kidding me? This is egregious. So you're telling me that the federal government is going to execute American citizens for having different beliefs than the fascists in the fucking White House? My cat, Olaf, he's so used to me screaming about politics. He's like, okay, Mom, yeah, we fucking get it. America fucking sucks. So he literally could give two fucking shits that I'm screaming. You know what this sounds like? This sounds like Pinochet. This sounds like Mussolini. This sounds like a fucking dictatorship, not something that meets anything that the United States stands on. It goes completely against the fucking Constitution. And you're telling me, because I think you fuckers kidnapping my fucking people is a bad thing, I could be executed. You think that because I call you Nazis, I should be executed. That's what's happening. Here is Alyssa Slotkin, who is the only fucking senator that is really talking about it. And I think the only reason she's really talking about it is she was previously CAA. So she truly understands the severity of this.
The president put out an executive order in September tasking the Department of Justice to come up with a new list of domestic terrorist organizations, right? Who are the groups inside the United States that are dangerous, that we should be watching, that we should be surveilling, that we should be investigating as domestic terrorist organizations. He had a really expansive and new view of what a domestic terrorist might be. You know, people who have anti-Christian views, different views of the family. He really expanded the definition beyond the Patriot Act, which is how we evaluate domestic terrorists now. So we set out that guidance in September, and we didn't hear much about it until this past week. On December 4th, a document was put out by Attorney General Pam Bondi that was new guidance on coming up with this list of domestic terrorist organizations. And it really gave responsibility for going after these organizations and coming up with a list to what's called JTTFs, or Joint Terrorism Task Forces. These are things that I worked with a lot in my prior life as a CIA officer and as a Pentagon official. These are the kind of units that have intelligence officers and military officers and law enforcement officers that target groups like Al-Qaeda or ISIS and use the full whole of government set of tools to go after these groups. I think what was different about the advice and guidance that Pam Bondi put out this past week is it again used this very expansive view of what are the types of groups we should be looking at? What groups should we be investigating? Again, anti-Christian, anti-family, a very expansive definition. And then giving this responsibility over to these joint terrorism task forces where you really have the full spectrum of the U.S. government powers, including the intelligence community, typically part of those groups. So this is the next step. We thought maybe there would be an executive order in September and that would be it. That's not seemingly the case. So we're watching this issue very closely, since this is one of the most sensitive issues we deal with here in the United States. Things like freedom of speech and freedom to express your views short of violence.
So that's why I'm kind of freaking the fuck out. And that's why I'm so fucking livid at mainstream media and Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer for not fucking doing their jobs and fucking being silent about this. Y'all fuckers should be raising fucking hell. We have seen time and time again these fuckers executing people on international waters. They're about to do the same fucking thing on American land, and y'all fuckers aren't saying shit about it. Y'all fuckers are silent. Well, they are preparing to execute American citizens who are going against their ideologies. I'm sorry. Are you fucking kidding me? Wake the fuck up, Democrats. Wake the fuck up, mainstream media. This is your fucking responsibility to educate the people. This is why independent media matters. This is why I decided to create my channel and my Twitch stream, because I realized that mainstream media has failed us. The Democrats are failing us. And until people know what the fuck is going on, until the United States actually executes someone, people are not going to wake the fuck up. So I am trying to educate people just as much as Ken Klippenstein, just as much as Kyle Kulinski, just as much as Hassan. Like, I want people to understand what the fuck is at stake. So please understand that I'm angry and terrified because I believe y'all should have the right to criticize the fucking fascists in the White House. If you are interested in following a Latina who is a lefty, who is very outspoken, who literally has no filter, please subscribe, please like, please share, please inform your friends and family who are like, the United States would never do that. Show them the clip of the general. Show them about Alyssa Slotkin. Show them this video. Show them that we are in an authoritarian dictatorship, that fascism is here. And the only way you know this is because of independent media, because the Democrats have completely failed on messaging. So please like and subscribe. These are the kind of videos I like to do. I also stream on Twitch. And so I just want to say, fuck fascism, But on top of that, I want to send a message to the Trump regime. You will never win. You can try to scare the shit out of us, but there is more of us than there are of you. And people kind of like their free speech. That's why America is great. People like immigrants. That's why they're against the Gestapos. People like America and want to come here because of the liberties that the founding fathers granted us. You think you can get away with this shit? No. Because this is the United States, whether you fucking like it or not.